What is going on, guys? My name is The Rose, and stepping in for Cipher today is our buddy Sean, who's going to join me for part 2 of the Game Corner podcast. Today we're going to talk about the Spider-Man Collector's Edition that was revealed a few days ago. It is priced at $150, and you get some pretty good stuff, it looks like. We're also going to talk about the Hitman Definitive Edition, which I believe is the Hitman game that was previously released on the PS4 in episodes, now going to have a physical release, all put on one disc. We're going to talk about Rocket League collaborating with the WWE for WrestleMania 34. And we're also going to talk about some other news as well. We got Shaq Fu. We have some Shantae news and some Fantasy Star Online 2 news. And we're going to talk all about that today on the Game Corner podcast. So, Sean, I didn't ask you this yesterday because you weren't on. How's your week been going?
It's been going pretty good. Earlier this week, I don't remember what day it was, Monday, Tuesday, one of the two, I picked up Far Cry 5.
Neato.
And it's a glorious mess.
Glorious mess. So, is it good or bad?
Oh, it's fantastic. So, for those who don't know the plot, basically, you're a rookie cop, and it's like your first or second day on the job, and you are going to Montana to arrest the leader of a cult. And shit goes down, it doesn't go your way, and now you have to rescue Montana from the cult. I'll get the bad shit out of the way first. It's very buggy, and I've had one of my friends actually got soft locked and could not complete a quest because one of the things would not spawn anymore.
Oh, that's Ubisoft for you.
Yeah, it's Ubisoft. So they've got a lot of patching to do, but besides that, it is a blast to play. If you like just fucking around in crazy open world games, it's so much fun, especially with friends too.
I mean,
like it is the fucking pure embodiment of the American spirit. Like my character, they have for the first time character customization, and it's pretty bare bones, but my character has an American flag bandana with an American flag tank top, and I currently have basketball shorts, but I want to get the cargo shorts with my American flag baseball bat and my silenced shotgun with a cougar on it. So I feel like my character is the human embodiment of the American spirit.
oh shit.
It's as I said, a glorious mess.
So the only
It's a lot of fun.
The only part of the series I've ever played was like maybe the first 30 minutes of Far Cry 2 back on the PS3.
First Far Cry I played was 4, and I had a lot of fun with 4.
Yeah, I never could really get into the series, but I did watch a Let's Play of Far Cry 4.
Mm-hmm.
Looked pretty fun.
Just playing through this is making me really excited to play the DLC, which is zombies, Vietnam, and space. And I just know it's going to be fucking insane.
Sounds like they've strayed pretty far away from what the Far Cry series used to be.
It's goofy. Everything outside of the story. The story is super serious and actually mildly terrifying, because for myself, speaking personally, I find cult stuff very unnerving, and it weirds me out a little bit because some of the shit goes like really off the deep end, and Far Cry 5 actually portrays that very well. And like just the opening scene just by itself when you're going to arrest the father, who is the main antagonist, it's very unnerving to see all these people loyally following this man who is obviously a criminal and a terrible person. But it spooks me to say it bluntly. Like it genuinely scares me and makes me feel weird. So the writing of the game is impeccable. It's fantastic. When you get in cutscenes with some of the important cast, like Ubisoft did a damn good job. But when you just want to have fun fucking blowing shit up, it's also got that. It's like the Michael Bay of video games, but it actually has a good story.
Seems interesting.
Yeah. I do. If you're into first-person shooters, open world first-person shooters with pretty good multiplayer, I say look into it. It's definitely it's a contender for Game of the Year for me, honestly.
And fun fact, back in the day when I had a podcast idea to do a gaming podcast, way back in the later half of 2015, Sean was going to originally be my co-host until life got in the way. Let's just leave it at that. So it's pretty cool to have him here doing what we could have done a couple of years ago. But I hope Cipher is feeling better. In part one, you could hear him having a couple coughing fits throughout the hour and 20 or so minutes we went. So I kind of knew he was going to get worse today. But at the same time, I was kind of hoping that he would try to fight it off.
I mean, he's been working himself into the dirt lately, so...
Yeah. Hopefully he's feeling better, and he'll be available for part 3 of the podcast, or maybe even part 4, because episode 12 is going to be the first episode that's going to surpass 3 parts. There is just so much freaking news this week, and that's because of PAX East.
Yeah, PAX is always a good time.
A lot of news came out, especially today, from PAX East and yesterday, and we're going to go over some of that. We're going to go over most of it throughout the weekend, but with that being said, let's cue the intro and get right into things. So the first thing I want to talk about, and we'll just get this out of the way now, is the WWE and Rocket League collaborating for WrestleMania 34. Now, for any wrestling fans out there, you should know WrestleMania 34 takes place from New Orleans Superdome this Sunday in New Orleans, Louisiana. Should be a fun time, especially if you're going to see the show in person. And Rocket League has been partnering with the WWE for about a year now to help them sponsor and promote the WWE monthly pay-per-views. And it says this weekend they have listened to the fans and they are releasing some stuff. It says, to get the WWE items, tune into WrestleMania 34 this Sunday and keep an eye on our Twitter page. During the live podcast, or live broadcast, to get a special code, this will randomly unlock 2 of the 11 items listed below. There will be more special codes and more items added to the list throughout the year. So this is not the first time, or not the only time they're going to do this. So that's pretty cool. So you watch WrestleMania, which I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be looking out for this code. And you can see down below, you have nameplates. They're showing nameplates. 5 nameplates. There are 5 flags for your car and 1 wheel. Now you can get WWE Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT, a plain WWE banner and a WrestleMania 34 themed name banner, car flag, and just WWE wheels. So with the special code from WrestleMania this Sunday, you redeem it in game, and you will get 2 of these items randomly. Now, I'm not sure if every person is going to get the same item. It sounds like it's going to be random for everybody. So that seems pretty interesting. You got to redeem the code in game. So you would go in the game, you'd go to the extra section, and go to redeem code. So that's pretty interesting, and at least for anybody who plays the game who's a wrestling fan anyway. I'll definitely be watching definitely this Sunday, so I will be pretty busy. And again, as I announced yesterday, I will be doing a WrestleMania 34 simulation stream before the actual WrestleMania event. So that's pretty neat.
I do like how Rocket League and their devs collaborate with a lot of things. Like, I know with on my side of the thing, because I'm not huge into wrestling personally, but like on my side of the spectrum, Rocket League and the music label I listen to, Monster Cat, have just released their second collaboration album for the music they're putting into the game.
Yeah, they use a lot of that EDM and techno type music that you like.
Yeah, I just find it super cool that they're collaborating with a lot of people.
And they're pretty big names, too, for an indie company, no less.
Yeah, I'm sure they're one of the biggest indie game companies right now.
And also, these WWE exclusive items you get from this code, they are tradable in-game. So if you get something that somebody else has, and somebody else gets something you want, you can trade these items as well. So that's pretty cool. You know, I mean, 11 items, it kind of sucks that they're only going to give you 2 for now, but at least they're giving you something. So, Hitman, the Definitive Edition, was announced. It's heading to stores. It says the first season of Hitman already received a Definitive Edition back in 2017 that compiled all relevant content at the time into one release. But now it is getting a second go with an actual physical edition that includes even more extras. IO Interactive and Warner Brothers are releasing physical copies of Hitman Definitive Edition for PlayStation 4, Xbox One. It will release May 15th, 2018. The release will be the full edition of the game. You start with Hitman's first season, coupled with the summer bonus episode set in Marrakesh and Sapienza, a Hitman Blood Money Requiem pack, and the Game of the Year edition's extras. Then on top of that, an all-new pack of IO Interactive 20th anniversary outfits featuring Agent 47's outfit based on the Freedom Fighters, Kanan Lynch, and many ninjas will be packed into it. Some of the add-ons will be an additional 12 to 24 gigabyte download and not included on the disc. So what do you think of that? They're repackaging the game, but they're for a second time, but they're going to put even more stuff into it.
I don't know.
But personally, I tried to play Hitman in the past, but again, it's just another game I really can't get into.
Sure. I mean, I've heard incredible things about the series, but I've also heard that this Hitman specifically is kind of the weakest, not maybe the weakest, but weaker, just because it, like, the first episode that was ever released showed, like, the potential for how good this game could be, but then the subsequent episodes didn't expand on them. It was just kind of it was kind of the same throughout the entire thing. Like Hitman is known for like how creative you can be with your mission and how you do your hits. And in this one, there's one good way to do it, and you really can't deviate from that. So I've heard. I haven't played it. This is just what I've heard from other people.
I've also heard the original trilogy is much better than the new, episodic style that they took with this game.
Yeah.
But, hey, I suppose if you've never bought the game before, I guess now is a good time to buy it if it's something you're interested in.
See, now, if people who've owned it already, if they don't get, like, this extra shit, then it's kind of scummy. Like, oh, buy the game again so you can get more shit. That's kind of dumb.
But yeah, because it doesn't mention having the extra outfits and stuff, as separate DLC.
Yeah. So if it's just DLC or a free update, all right, cool, that's fine. I'm not going to complain whatsoever. But like, if it's like, oh hey, you have to buy the new definitive edition, I guess that sounds dumb to me. Like they already made a definitive edition, now they're remaking it again. Then the first one wasn't definitive. What are you talking about?
Right.
But yeah,
that's why
if people have to buy it a second time to experience the full game, that's very scummy.
Oh yeah, and that's basically how you milk a game. And then you're kind of getting into like Compile Heart levels of fucking shit. Because then you're pretty much doing what they do.
Yeah.
To milk their games.
I don't know. It depends if this is scummy or not, because we don't know the details.
Right, and well, I guess we'll know for sure when it comes out. Again, May 15th, 2018. PS4 and Xbox One, if it's a game you're interested in. If you're ever interested in the new Hitman, never picked it up, maybe now's the time to do so. And if you haven't ever picked it up before, or you already did, I should say, this may not be something you need to buy. So have you ever played Phantasy Star Online 2 by any chance?
No, but see, I remember as a young child reading Nintendo Power, seeing screenshots for one of the Phantasy Star Online games, and always really wanting to play one. Like, I don't know why, it looks super fun. I've always wanted to play a Phantasy Star Online game, but I've never gotten the chance. So, no, I haven't, but I've always wanted to play one.
See, I don't understand why the game is just stuck in Japan, because apparently it's been out for a little over a year now. And so far there has been like nothing about a US release of the game. But now it's coming to the Nintendo Switch. So it says Phantasy Star Online 2 Cloud, the cloud-based Nintendo Switch version of Sega's MMORPG title, is now live in Japan, so you can play it now. There is an introduction trailer below, which I'm not going to play, because it's all in Japanese anyway. There's a video to help guide new players. And Phantasy Star Online 2 Cloud uses high-speed broadband connection within the game data available on the cloud server, meaning players can play without having to worry about downloads and updates. Frame rates are set and locked at 30 FPS, and depending on network situation, players may experience lag. Players can share progress on different platforms such as the PC, PS4, and PS Vita versions of Phantasy Star 2 Online by using the same Sega ID. So you could cross-play with this game. That's pretty cool. Furthermore, those playing on the Switch can play with up to 12 players, and can also do quests with players on the PC version of the game. So again, PS4 basically giving everybody the middle finger and not letting other players outside of PC players play with the PlayStation players.
Sony's really shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I don't get why they're doing that.
Like they would open up such a demanded market for themselves if they just added crossplay, you know.
So you can use cross save, which is cool, but you can't do cross play.
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
Do we ever understand what these fucking developers do?
And if you remember, Microsoft was they were the ones that started the whole crossplay thing in the first place. Because they reached out to Sony, what was it, like 2 years ago, and they basically said, no, not happening.
Yeah, I think it was with Rocket League. They were like, oh, hey, crossplay is a thing, you should do it. And they're just like, no, fuck you.
They only do crossplay with PC players, and that's only on some games. That's not even that many of them. So if Nintendo, of all companies, and they're like when it comes to their products, they're like the most anal company out there. If they allow people to play with Xbox players, then I don't see why Sony doesn't.
Yeah, they're really shooting themselves in the foot.
But I figured maybe this was a game you might have played before, because I know how you like some MMOs, you know, in particularly Final Fantasy 14.
I mean, if it's a Japan, fuck, I can't talk right now. If it's Japan exclusive, I usually don't, just because I don't speak Japanese, I can't read Japanese, born in America, speak English, you know, that kind of stuff. If I can't read or understand it, I'm not going to play it. And I don't have any desire to learn Japanese. Well, that's not true. But, like, I want to be able to understand it in my language and fully enjoy it. That being said, reading this article and watching the videos, like, it looks kind of fun. And, like, the concept behind a cloud-based MMO is very intriguing to me. But, yeah, if it comes out west, I'll definitely pick it up.
I mean, I think at some point, every game is going to be, like, online, cloud-based and shit, eventually.
More than likely.
Phantasy Star Online 2 Cloud is now available. It's a free-to-play title with microtransactions on the Nintendo Switch. A Sega ID is required to play the game. I do know some people that do play this game. On the PS4, of course, in Japanese, on their Japanese accounts. So, oh, shit. Oh, okay, I thought I got rid of the wrong article. Keeping it in the theme of some Nintendo Switch news here. The Shantae Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition, Ultimate Day 1 Edition, is set for a May 8th release date. Man, May is a big month for gaming this year.
Hell yeah.
The North American launch date for the Nintendo Switch physical copy of Shantae Half Genie Hero has been set for May 8th, 2018. It will be released in the U.S. region. An Ultimate Day 1 edition will cost $40. As a reminder, a digital copy of the game is available on the eShop already for only half the price. As a reminder, the Half Genie Hero Ultimate Day 1 edition is essentially a collector's edition of the game for the Nintendo Switch, in addition to the base game. You get the Costume Mode, Friends Mode, and Pirate Queen's Quest add-ons, a 100-page art book, and a 30-track Risky Beats soundtrack. The $20 digital copy sold on the eShop only includes the base game and does not offer the DLC or other extras. So, hearing that, do you think this collector's edition is worth it for an extra $20?
I don't know. Maybe. To the right person.
I mean, because someone like me who would probably buy this, because I like art books, I like OST soundtracks, and you do get the DLC add-ons for free.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you just buy the game, you don't get the add-ons, and you're going to probably spend another $10 to $15 on the add-ons anyway to get the complete version of the game. So I think you're probably just better off buying the DLC. If you don't already have this game on another platform, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, May is a big month for games, man. We got this game.
Yes.
We got this game. We got, I believe, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. The Funky, what is it called? The Funky Edition?
I don't know. I think it's just Tropical Freeze, and then it's got like the funky mode or whatever.
Yeah, that comes out, I believe, in May. Then you got Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition in May, which is a game I'm highly looking forward to. And there's a few other games, I believe there's at least one on the PS4 that I want to play. And then you got the Deadpool 2 movie. I believe that comes out in May as well. So May is a packed month for stuff.
Yeehaw.
But, so have you ever played the Shantae games before? Or have you...
I have not, and honestly, I didn't have a whole lot of interest in playing them. They just never appealed to me personally.
I mean, I've played the first two. Not the, like, original one on the Game Boy Color, but the first two that came out on the, the PS4, Nintendo, the Wii U, and now they're going on the Switch, and they're on PC. I play them because they remind me of games that I used to play as a kid.
Sure.
Like some of the side-scrolling platformers, puzzle-type platformers. So, I think they're pretty decent games for what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think maybe it's worth $40. I think maybe this collector's edition should be $30 at the most. But yeah, I think if there weren't so many other games I want, and the fact that I'm working on building my PC, which, oh, by the way, you might be able to see my Ryzen 7 chip sitting on top of my Xbox. It did come in the mail today. Otherwise, I would buy this, totally.
Sure.
$40, I don't think is a bad price, but I do think it should be a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Here's something you should be interested in. Bloodstain's March update reveals the voice actors behind the game.
Oof.
And for some reason, this page doesn't want to scroll. Bloodstain revealed a new Kickstarter update in the month of March, showing off the voice actors for the major characters in the game. Some graphical updates and a recording of the South by Southwest panel for the game. So they showed off, 2, 3, 4, 6...
Looks like the entire cast.
7, 9... So they showed off 10 characters, which, yeah, may as well be the main cast.
Yeah.
So you have Miriam, as voiced by Erica Lindbeck, who you may know as the voice actress of Uzume from Neptunian Victory 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Zangetsu, voiced by David Hayter.
The boy David Hayter, hell yeah.
Then you have Gable, voiced by Ray Chase.
Yeah, love Ray Chase.
You have Johannes, voiced by Ben Diskin. I've never heard of Ben Diskin.
He's been in a few things.
I wanted to look up these voice actors so I could mention a few other things they were in, but I totally didn't. Totally forgot. We have the Coachman, voiced by Fred Tatasciore.
Yeah, this I have no idea who he is.
Yeah,
never heard of him.
Yeah, I've never heard of him either. You have Dominique, voiced by... It's either... I'm going to say it's Frida Wolf.
Yeah.
Never heard of this person either. You have Grimory, voiced by Carrie Walgreen. She's pretty good. I do know who she is, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
You have Anne, voiced by Raina Strober. Never heard of her either.
I think I have. Yeah. She's Aqua in Fire Emblem.
Then you have Alfred, voiced by Christopher Swindle. And you have the Mysterious Man, voiced by Robbie Belgrade.
Mysterious.
And for anybody who cares, the voice acting director was Jamie Mortellaro. So, there you go.
I'm so excited for this game.
Dude, it looks really good. I mean, I really never was a fan of Castlevania.
Yeah.
But I did play, bits of them in the past.
Mm-hmm.
This game looks really good.
I mean, I love Castlevania games, and Bloodstained is made by Igarashi himself, like the creator of Castlevania.
Kind of like how Inafune made fucking Mighty Number Shite. And you know how...
But see...
We know how that turned out.
But see, here's the thing. Igarashi is not doing this just to fucking make cash. Like, he's putting in so much work and so much love into this game. Like, you can even tell by, like, the voice cast. Like, they've got a lot of good...
Oh, yeah, they got some top, higher tier talent. Then they got a few nobodies that we don't know about. Not to say that those nobodies aren't going to do a good job, and won't, maybe make a career out of it, from their first or maybe second, professional job. I respect any voice actor and voice actress, who gets into the business. So hey, if they, just because I don't know who they are now, I may know them in the future.
Yeah.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night will come to the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, Xbox One, and PC in 2018.
I can't wait.
It
looks so awesome.
I still don't know why the Vita is getting supported by video games.
I don't want it to die. I love my Vita, but it needs to die.
Exactly. I actually said this in part 1 with Cipher, because there was a game we mentioned that's going to be on the Vita in part 1, and now I can't remember what it was. I'm like, why are they still supporting this thing? I mean, don't get me wrong. As I said, I have mine still, and there still are a few games I want to play on it, but you know what? The Vita only has, so far you could develop for it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much dead now. Let it die.
Yeah.
Hey man, I didn't close this out. Actually,
I don't want it to die, but it really needs to die.
1, 2. Let me see something here. Did that. We did that. We did that. We did that. It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Da, 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 da. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we did the thing. Okay. All right. I was making sure that I haven't skipped any articles I had planned for today. So, you remember I don't know if you're old enough to remember the original Shaq Fu back on the Genesis, Sega Genesis, and the SNES, and how terrible it was.
I don't think I was.
I mean, Shaq Fu made tried to make like a tournament fighter style game.
All I know is it's garbage.
It turned out to be fucking bad. I think it had like 7 playable fighters in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely was easily overshadowed by games like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Back in the day, this game didn't stand a chance. And Shaq Fu, for whatever reason, was a Kickstarter project back from like 5 or so years ago that successfully got funded, and it's releasing on June 5th. It says, fans of the old school 2D fighter Shaq Fu, what fans,
Great.
might I ask, have been waiting for its sequel, Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn, since its announcement in 2014, and it's been requested. It's been revealed with a new trailer today, or yesterday rather, that the wait ends in June. A throwback to old school gaming, reimagined for a new generation. Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn is an intense combo-fueled side-scrolling beat-em-up brawler. So that's kind of interesting. It's not a 2D. It's not a one-on-one 2D fighter like the original was. Starring Shaq himself, of course. Master powerful martial arts fighting moves to conquer the world's greatest challengers and avenge your home in this fast-paced, outrageous adventure. The game will be available for $20 on PlayStation 4. It will be available via retail for $30 on PS4 and Xbox One, and $40 on the Switch.
The fuck?
Except for those who purchased NBA Playgrounds will get it for free. Physical version will also include a DLC that has yet to be announced. Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn releases on June 5th, 2018. It'll also release on PC. However, a PC price has not been announced. I assume it'll be $20. So now I gotta ask you, what do you think of games being physical releases of games? Some games costing $10 more on the Switch.
I don't understand why.
Because this was actually the reason why I didn't buy Puyo Puyo Tetris on the Switch last year, because it was $30 on the other consoles, and it was $40 on the Switch. So I'm like, well, fuck you. You know, I could buy it for $10 cheaper on a different platform.
I just don't understand what's with the different prices.
Well,
like,
I could understand the physical release because they got it printed on discs and you're paying for the disc, the case, you know, the box art.
Are cartridges like that expensive now?
I'm guessing
$10 more expensive than discs.
I'm guessing these game chips, as I call them, that Nintendo uses costs more, or that's just Nintendo wanting more money. But if they continue to do this, man, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot with the Switch. You know, with third-party supporters.
Because, I mean, right now, if I were to get this game, which I probably won't, like, I get it digital on PS4 for $20.
I'd probably do the same, because the DLC has not been announced yet, and I don't think this game's going to be that great in the first place.
I mean, every time I see it, it still looks like shit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You can look at the screenshot that they have on the page, and it doesn't look good.
I mean, I can respect that they want to bring it back and, like, try to make it better. I can respect that. But,
they're going in a different genre. It's a genre, you know, I also like, and it might make the game better doing this, but I don't know. I just don't see how this actually succeeded on Kickstarter, because I didn't think there were that many people that actually liked the game back in the day.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my boy Shaquille O'Neal, but
yeah, man,
it doesn't look good.
I don't know, man. We got about 2 months to find out how bad this game could be.
Yeah. See, the difference between this and, like, Mighty Number 9, for instance, people thought Mighty Number 9 were going to be good, and they were disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
No one really thinks this is going to be good, so no one can really be disappointed.
So the next thing I want to talk about, this is more of just a reminder. Now, the free games on Xbox, the free games on PS4, they're already out. But I just want to remind everybody of what those games exactly were. Hold on a second. No.
I know for PS4 anyway, the standout title for PS Plus is Mad Max. Everything else is kind of whatever.
Okay, this is the one. This is the link I wanted. I clicked on the wrong link. Bear with me, folks. I didn't bring this up before either, and I should have. PS Plus games. Okay. Okay. Here we go. PlayStation Plus free game lineup for April 2018. Mad Max for PS4. Trackmania Turbo for PS4. In Space We Brawl for PS3. Toy Home for PS3. 99 Vitas or Vitas for PS Vita. And Qbert Reloaded for PS Vita, PS3, and PS4. Now, I'm kind of upset with that last one because I fucking bought it on the PS4.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
So do you have any experience with any of these games? Because I have experience with two of them.
I've wanted to get Mad Max for a while. It looks really... It's kind of like the Batman Arkham games. Like, combat-wise, anyway. That's all I really know about it. I want to get it, and I'll be downloading it eventually.
Well, you have until the first Tuesday in May.
Yeah.
Which I believe May 1st is a Tuesday, actually. So...
But the rest of them, I really don't have a whole lot of interest.
I have played Trackmania Turbo. I rented it from Gamefly.
Mm-hmm.
Played it for about a week. It's an interesting stunt driving game. It's not a racing game. It's pretty cool. I didn't finish it because the game is frustrating as hell.
Well, here's your chance.
Yeah, exactly. Here's your chance. And Qbert, as I said, I bought on the PS4. Now, I fucking love Qbert.
Mm-hmm.
I've played with that little orange bastard since the days of the NES.
I think you might want to reword that.
No, fuck that guy too. And I do have a Qbert Funko Pop, which you may or may not be able to see on my back wall. Yeah, so the Atari port of the game got ported to the NES with a bit of a graphical update to match the 8-bit style. I played that back in the day, and then for some reason, somehow, Qbert 2 was released on the Game Boy. Never played it. And then Qbert 3 was on the SNES, and I played the fuck out of that game. And then they had a Qbert game on the PlayStation and Sega Dreamcast, which I've also played quite a bit of. And then Qbert rebooted, which I actually bought fucking twice, because I forgot I have the PC port on Steam. So I bought the game twice, and now I could have gotten it for free when I bought it after I saw the Pixels movie, which was like 2 years ago almost.
Yeah.
Because it was on sale, because Qbert was in the Pixels movie. So that's my experience with PlayStation games in the PS Plus lineup for March. I never heard of Toy Home or In Space We Brawl or 99 Vitas or 99 Vitas, however you fucking pronounce it. My PS3 is
more indie stuff.
Yeah, and my PS3 is dead, as I've mentioned so many times in this podcast, so I couldn't play those games if I wanted to. Now, on the Xbox side of things, we have Assassin's Creed Syndicate, The Witness, and on Xbox 360 we have Cars 2, the video game, and Dead Space 2. Now, I'm sure you've never played Cars.
No, it's like my favorite game. What are you talking about?
But have you played Dead Space 2 or Assassin's Creed Syndicate?
I have not, actually.
Or The Witness?
Nope. Puzzle games, not my jam. I don't like puzzle games, so Witness is just gone. Even though I've heard it's okay, or pretty good actually, but not my jam. Horror games, specifically not my jam. I'm
Same.
a bitch.
Same.
I don't like getting spooked. And, I mean, Assassin's Creed. I've heard Syndicate was a step in the right direction, but still not good for Assassin's Creed. Like, not as good as, like, Origins.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to go a step further with this free game shit. Because, announced during the time when this podcast didn't happen, Twitch decided they're going to launch... Hold on a second. Shut the fuck up, thank you. So Twitch, a couple of weeks ago, decided they're going to start giving out free games to Prime members.
Oh, hell yeah.
So here's what you can get. You can get World of Warships Texas Conquest. You can get a Heroes of the Storm Legendary Loot Chest. You can get Fortnite, the Twitch Prime Pack.
Ugh.
For PC, PS4, Xbox One. You can get Terra, PS4 and Xbox One, from March 27th to April 9th. You can get Kingsway until April 30th. You can get Tokyo 42, and these are Windows games now, by the way, until April 30th. You can get Tales from the Borderlands until April 30th. Now, I have played Tales of the Borderlands. I thought it was pretty interesting. I didn't think I would like Telltale games, but I thought that was pretty cool. You can get Dub Wars. You can get SteamWorld Dig 2. You could get Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition, the Kooky Bundle, until April 21st.
The what?
The Kooky Bundle, that's what it says. Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition Kooky Bundle.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
I'll fucking prove it to you, mate. There you go.
No, I don't think you're lying or anything. I don't know what that means.
That's right off of Twitch. You could get Paladins, 14-day trial VIP membership. Paladins, of course, was the game notoriously known for being hated for being a Overwatch ripoff. You can get Call of Duty World War II Heroic Uniform Supply Drop Pack until April 12th. And that's it. So,
that's a lot of shit.
Yeah, dude, Amazon gives away a lot of shit to Prime members nowadays. So there's all your free goodies for PC, PS4, and Xbox One /360.
You think Nintendo's going to do something like that when it launches its online service?
Nintendo already did say they're going to do something like that.
Oh, really?
But it's only going to be for, like, Game Boy, NES, and SNES games that they're going to put on the eShop.
Nah.
It's going to be nothing decent. I mean, if you love nostalgia, it's going to be something for you.
Yeah,
but you weren't around for those systems. You missed out on a lot of great...
I'm not that young, Jesus.
Well, I mean, you weren't around for, like, the peak, years of the NES, the SNES, the Game Boy. You were definitely around for the Game Boy Color and the GBA.
Yeah. Game Boy Color was my first thing.
But, for what I was saying, for the...
Still played some of those games, though.
Well, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying you did miss out on a good amount of those pretty good games back in the day.
I suppose, yeah. I'm not that young.
Well, I mean, you're what, 21?
22.
Oh, shit, I was a year off. So we got one more thing to talk about here. And I'm trying to go to the mall tomorrow, actually, to put my pre-order down for this. Marvel's Spider-Man finally got a release date and a collector's edition announced. The game will come out on September 7th, 2018, 2 weeks before Spyro, which was discussed in Part 1. Insomniac Games, who actually makes pretty good fucking games, and Sony Marvel's Spider-Man has a release date set for September 7th for the PlayStation 4.
My favorite.
It's a PS4 exclusive. And a collector's edition and a digital deluxe edition have also been revealed. In the Spider-Man Digital Deluxe Edition, you can get for the $80. It comes with the game. Gee, I sure fucking hope so. Marvel Spider-Man: The City That Never Sleeps, 3-chapter add-on with new missions, suits and adventures. People who pre-order will get a spider drone gadget, a Spidey suit pack, 5 extra skill points to use in the game, a PSN avatar and a PS4 theme, and an actual physical pin featuring Spider-Man in the same pose as on the game's box art. Which, the box art, from what I see in this picture, has not been revealed. Now, the one I'm trying to get, for $150, the collector's edition features similar content. You have the game. You get the City That Never Sleeps additional content. You get the Spidey suit pack, the spider gadget, the spider drone gadget, the in-game skill points, the PSN avatar, the theme, and the pre-order bonus. But in addition, you also get a custom steelbook case for the game, a mini art book, and a white spider sticker, and a Spider-Man statue. Pretty nifty shit. Spider-Man will come to the PS4 September 7th in North America and Europe. So, I am trying to get my pre-order down for this. I know if you pre-ordered at GameStop, it's going to cost you $25 down. I love Spider-Man. Definitely something I need to have. Oh,
I don't like that they're what it seems like cutting content for the special editions.
Yeah, it sounds like all stuff that is already in the game, to be honest. I mean, the extra DLC chapter sounds like disc locked DLC. And I'm sure all the Spidey suits, all the extra costumes and shit are going to be, standalone DLC at some point. And also, the game's box art has been revealed. There are 2 images on this website. I like Spider-Man's pose, though. I gotta say, it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever been a fan of Spider-Man at all, or have you really not really cared?
It's been kind of hit or miss with me through my years. I really liked him as when I saw the early movies with Tobey Maguire.
Oh yeah, the original trilogy.
Yeah, and then those newer movies were kind of lame.
Did you ever see Homecoming? That came out last year.
I fucking loved Homecoming, dude.
I had mixed feelings about it, but I heard Homecoming also picked up for Spider-Man, where Civil War left off.
Mm-hmm.
And I never saw Civil War, so that's probably why I have mixed feelings on it. But with that being said, is the new Spider-Man game something you might be interested in, or
potentially?
Because I definitely plan to get it, so I'll probably be reviewing the game on the podcast in about 5 months. But, well, we covered everything we need to cover for today. I've got to save some news for tomorrow. Again, hopefully Cipher rejoins us tomorrow. If he does, Sean will be back tomorrow because I want to cover that Kirby Star Allies review.
You will be back, damn it.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely going to be back for either Part 3 or Part 4. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
But final thoughts on anything we talked about today before we go?
I'm excited for Bloodstained. Really excited for Bloodstained. Yeah. Everything else is kind of neat.
So here's what we have in store for the rest of the weekend. We have news on Monster Hunter World's updates and bug fixes for the game. We also have more news on Monster Hunter World, upcoming DLC and collaboration. We have Street Fighter board game we're going to go over. SNK revealed a 40th anniversary collector's edition for the Nintendo Switch. SNK Heroines got a release date. And boy, is my wallet going to suffer that day. Disgaea 5, the complete edition that previously was on the Switch. This is another game that comes out in May for anyone who wants to buy it on PC. We'll be talking about that. More stuff for Final Fantasy 15 I'm sure Cipher's going to enjoy. We have some news on a couple of the fighting games, such as Street Fighter V and Fighting Layers EX. And we have another fighting game to talk about called Horror Fighter Omen of Sorrow. Interesting. So, look forward to that later on in this episode. Again, this is episode 12, part number 2. And for Sean, covering for Cipher, hopefully he feels better tomorrow. Thanks for covering for him, dude. Appreciate you coming by for the part 2. It sure as hell beats the hell out of me doing it by myself.
Yeah, always happy to help.
So until next time, folks, my name is The Rose, and for Assassin X, aka Sean, filling in for Cipher. Until next time, we'll catch your ass down the road.